Good morning, YouTube. It's Sunday, August 6th, 2023. It's my birthday, and I did get birthday nookie, so I can't complain about that, although you can be sure I will. I forgot to put the sunshade in my car. It is like an absolute oven here, so there's no point in me starting a video because my phone's just going to overheat. But I just thought I'd just share with the world that I'm getting out the door at 12:23, and I work at Domino's today from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. So an 8-hour shift. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. I got a feeling I'm going to be very hot and miserable most of the day. It doesn't look like any sign of rain. You know, it used to be it always had a monsoon rain on my birthday, but I don't see it. It is just brutally sunny and hot, and I'm pretty sure that's what the forecast for today is. All right, it's now 12:25. I don't have much time to spend at home, but I gotta go home and feed the kitties. I think it's time to give them some wet food. In fact, it's probably over time to give them some wet food. Still got my Circle K drink that came with no ice because they didn't have any ice at their soda fountain in my center console. It's downright hot. But that's going in the fridge at home. No point in even trying to put it on ice. I'm hoping I got something cold to drink at home, but I don't think I do. Just about out of bottled water. Pretty sure I'm down to 3 Mountain Dews, and I'm pretty sure that I left those on the floor as opposed to putting them in the fridge. Whoops. And the half Mountain Dew that I brought over to Priscilla's that I was going to put in the fridge never made it to her fridge, and it didn't make it back into my hands out the door. So yeah, not only is it hot as hell in my car, I'm kind of struggling on the cold beverage front. But hey, at least my cooling system on my car's doing really good. It's not showing any sign of overheating yet. Granted, this isn't a very long drive where I have to worry about it, but it's a slow drive, and those are the ones that it has problems with it when it has problems. Gotta make sure before I come out the door that I check the Google Maps app for traffic before I do anything silly like get on the freeway. Gas gauge is at over a quarter tank, so at least I don't have to worry about that going into this Domino shift. I really don't know what to expect business-wise, money-wise. Oh, and I still haven't made any attempt to get a hold of Rob from MLS. By the time I had time to sit and text him, it was 11:30 p.m. on my first break at HelloFresh. And I don't know what his schedule is, but I'm reasonably sure he starts his work day at 8 a.m. on the regular, so it seems like kind of a rude time to send him a text. 12:49 p.m. I really should have headed out the door towards Domino's a little earlier than this. Just trying to handle a couple of things at home, get a little bit of food in my belly. I mean, there's usually food to eat at Domino's, but I don't know for sure. And one thing I don't want to deal with is hunger pains while I'm trying to work. I actually had to deal with that a little bit at HelloFresh last night before my first break, and the last 2 hours before my first break kind of sucked because of that. As I realized that I probably should have done some eating between Domino's and HelloFresh, but I spent my whole time just trying to find a dang beverage at a Circle K, which shouldn't be such a challenge, but yeah, Circle K soda fountains, I've complained about them nonstop, so it's a thing, and I keep buying the Sip and Save subscriptions anyway. So yeah, I was down to 3 Mountain Dews. I got 2 in my bag. They're not cold, but I had a spot where I've been able to stash them in the walk-in. At Domino's, which gets them cold pretty quickly. So That's cool. And I was actually wrong about not having any cold beverages. I totally forgot that not yesterday, but the day before, when I left Domino's, the day that Samantha sent me text messages about being on my phone too much. So, yeah, you're the one sending text messages. Maybe you should check yourself about who's on the phone too much. I'm about to be 2 days a week there. So I'm just trying to put that in the mind over matter category, where as long as I don't mind, it doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, I popped over to QT right after I left Domino's on Friday night. I had to think about it, remember what day it was. Like, my days are just kind of bleeding together because I, just literally working every day. No, I don't think so. So I'm trying to eat my little cheese sandwich. I didn't have time to make anything better. I just had the 2 heels from my first loaf of bread. Got a really good deal on bread the last time I went to Fry's, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Not like anybody really cares, but I kind of care. Normally I just get the Fry's branded honey wheat bread, which is it's a couple bucks. I think it's like $2.30 or something, which is quite a bit more expensive than the the absolute cheapest wheat bread, but the cheapest wheat bread is just not good. And it's a little bit cheaper than the regular Fry's wheat bread, and I just like that particular bread better enough that it justifies paying that much more. But a sale that they had going on the last time I was at Fry's totally caught my eye, where normally I'm paying like $2.30 for a loaf, $2.20 for a loaf, something like that. And they had the Oro wheat multi-grain, which is expensive bread, which I love that stuff. I'm just generally not down to pay that much money for seems like that's typically about $3 for a loaf that's smaller than the Fry's bread. And they had it marked down to $2.50 a loaf. And then on top of that, they had a deal going on with the VIP card where it was buy one, get one free. So, anyway, just finished the first loaf of that. That's one of those little things, like I spoil myself with it, and now it's gone, and I'll be like, damn, I missed that. That's so good. It's looking like I'm actually going to get to work on time. So, kind of got lucky with all the traffic lights so far on Oak. Decided against taking the freeway. Looking at Google Maps, I can't really tell. The 143 is closed. But I can't really, which I saw yesterday when I went to Rob's place. But I can't tell if it's closed southbound at McDowell and they're not letting anybody on it, or if it's closed southbound but you can get on. I'm not sure why I turned to 28th Place. Sometimes I just don't recognize 28th Street when I'm coming from this direction. So, yeah, I couldn't really tell by the way it was on Google Maps as to whether they had it closed at McDowell or whether they had it open at McDowell but directing all traffic onto the 202. And I didn't feel I had the time to waste driving there to find out. Because if it was completely closed at McDowell, that would have wasted a lot of time. And it looks like I'm going to actually get to work on time going this way. This time, surface streets felt faster than taking the freeway. But I'm well aware I got really lucky there at 32nd Street. That is not a light that I normally get green, and it's usually a light where I have to sit there for a bit. So I did over 44th and 36th. Think I'll get lucky here at Thomas? Wow, I gotta make a mental note of this. So every now and then I talk about Phoenix traffic light poles and street signs and how they've changed over the years. And I gotta remember that one right there in front of me is what it is, where it is. Because that's the old style Phoenix street sign for major streets. Not even for major streets, but whenever there's a street sign at a traffic light, as opposed to the white signs that go at streets without a traffic light. Anyway, that's how all the street signs were when I was a kid, growing up, and well into the early 2000s. And there's not a lot of those left, especially ones that say Thomas Road. So, and also there was a point in the late 90s, late 90s, where they started moving them all, in mid 90s, and that one's still in the original position of where it would have been like in the 70s. And that's the type traffic light pole that all the intersections had in the 70s. So the only thing that makes that not look like the 1970s is that it has been painted green and it's not still yellow. But I can't explain why shit like that fascinates me so much. It must be the autism. Anyway, I'm here, 12:58. I'm gonna say I'm right on time. Go me. Thank you, traffic lights, for being so cooperative. Oh, and I was trying to say, when I went to QT, they had the sweet black tea back in stock. So I bought 4 bottles of that. So I still have 3 bottles in the fridge. So yay, cold beverages.